Welcome, one and all, to The Late Show. I'm your host, Stephen Colbert. Every day, ladies and gentlemen, every day we learn about a new batch of classified documents showing up where they shouldn't be. And today is yet another day. But there's a surprise twist, and it brings me to a new installment of my ongoing segment, What's Up, Docs? Mike Pence edition.
Mother says I may not awooga.
Earlier today, we found out the classified documents were found at Mike Pence's Indiana home. Wow! That is tough news for Mike Pence and fantastic news for Joe Biden. Take the heat off. Take a little bit of that. Unlike Pence's former boss, Pence wasn't hoarding the documents. He says he took them home by accident, and they were found by one of his lawyers who Pence asked to conduct the search of his home out of an abundance of caution. An abundance of caution is also why Mike Pence leaves the room when TV commercials come on. Excuse me, it's that temptress Flo from The Progressive. With her low-cut apron, I shouldn't be able to see an unmarried woman's nameplate. I'll be back. We don't know a lot. Thank you. It's character work. I'm known for my character work. We don't know a lot about what's in these classified documents because, well, they're classified. But we know the lawyer discovered about a dozen documents, which he has turned over to the FBI. So evidently, everybody in U.S. government just has classified documents laying around their houses. Who's next? Bernie Sanders? The only people who see government secrets are my two closest advisors, Ben and Jerry. In exchange, now listen, they've given me top-level intel on how they get the chunky in the monkey. They said I could have my own flavor. They said I could have my own flavor of ice cream. They told me they couldn't make ice cream from soup. Can't make ice cream soup. What's up, Paul? Going. Pence's team said he accidentally took a few boxes home from the White House, and apparently those boxes were not in a secure area. Could have been very dangerous if foreign countries were surveilling him. But I don't know of any evidence Mike Pence has ever been bugged. Oh, my God! Oh, no. When was that? Was that 2 years ago or 5 years? I don't know how long. 5 years ago. So now, both Joe Biden and Mike Pence have been found to have material dating from the time that they were vice president. This never used to happen. Previous Veeps had methods to dispose of this kind of thing. Al Gore would immediately recycle documents, and Dick Cheney, of course, would shoot them in the face. Based on a true story. We forget. Shot a man in the face. Now, finding these documents in Pence's house isn't that bad if you never watched this interview with Mike Pence back in November. Let's watch it now.
Let me ask you, as we sit here in your home office in Indiana, did you take any classified documents with you from the White House?
I did not.
Do you see any reason for anyone to take classified documents with them leaving the White House?
Well, there'd be no reason to have classified documents, particularly if they were in an unprotected area.
Wow. I mean, to think Mike Pence's legacy could be tarnished by one stupid mistake. Well, two stupid mistakes. I see that one coming down the street. That joke is coming down the street, baby. I've been talking about classified documents a lot lately, but not nearly as much as I've been talking about George Santos. And we're not the only show that's been doing that. Since last Thursday, Santos has been impersonated by 4 different actors, including the great Harvey Guillen on our show. And you can see them all in the upcoming Marvel film Into the Santosverse. Yeah. I did not see all of those performances, but you know who did? George Santos. and he's got some notes, tweeting, I have now been enshrined in late-night TV history with all these impersonations, but they are all terrible so far. These comedians need to step their game up. Okay, George, you asked for it. It's time to break out my George Santos. Yeah, see, I'm George Santos, see, yeah. I'm volleyball champion of the world, see, yeah. I blew out my knees, yeah. I run this town, yeah. That was me doing De Niro doing George Santos. When it comes to Santos's lies, the hits keep on coming. There's a recently surfaced interview he did with a Portuguese language station in which he claims he was the target of an assassination attempt and that he received a threatening letter. And I'm being told that we actually have footage of the vandal writing that letter.
This girl is the nastiest skank bitch I've ever met. Do not trust her.
Wow, that's so mean. Kids can be so mean. That's terrible. Oh, here's a fun story. More January 6th idiots are going to jail because, yeah. I got you, baby. You can't get it by me. Because yesterday, 4 more members of the far-right Oath Keepers were convicted of sedition, and they could face up to 20 years in prison. Well, I mean, they should be happy. They tried to break into a government facility, and now they get to live in one. Also, is this also yesterday? This thing? Yesterday, Richard Big O Barnett, the rioter who put his feet on Nancy Pelosi's desk, was convicted on all counts, including disorderly conduct in the Capitol, while carrying a dangerous weapon. Specifically, the weapon was a walking stick that doubles as a stun gun called a hike and strike. That's right, the hike and strike, from the makers of the Speedo Torpedo. Now, before the jury deliberated, Barnett took to the stand to explain why it wasn't that bad that he brought a stun weapon into the Speaker's office, saying the hike and strike walking staff stun gun was inoperable, possibly because he had dropped it in his hotel shower the night before. Now, before you call him a big dummy for bringing an electrocution stick into a place where he's naked and wet, keep in mind he was just trying to fish the toaster out of the toilet. The Proud Boys, so that's the Oath Keepers. He's not Oath Keepers, but the Oath Keepers. I'll tell you who else is also on trial. The Proud Boys are also on trial for sedition, and it's revealing a lot about their inner workings. Yesterday, prosecutors presented a Proud Boy handbook, and it turns out Proud Boys have really strict rules about masturbating. So, less of a handbook, more of a no handbook. Specifically, thank you. Specifically, the rules say a Proud Boy may not ejaculate alone more often than once every 30 days. So once a month, they're basically werewolves. And when the moon is waxing, they can't do it just anywhere. The actual rules say if a Proud Boy needs to ejaculate, it must be within 1 yard of a woman. So, gals, if you see a Proud Boy with a tape measure, get out of there. The document also outlines protocol for Proud Boy meetings where members are supposed to raise a glass and give toasts like, to the entrepreneurs, to guns, and to the housewives. Yes, to the housewives, to Teresa and Nini and Countess Luann, to the Lisas, Rena and Barlow, to your terrible decisions and your continued willingness to do them on TV, I say bravo. Now, maybe the dumbest part of the Proud Boys is their dumb name, which comes from something even dumber. Proud of Your Boy, a song from the stage musical version of Aladdin. According to the handbook, it is healthy to sing our anthem at least once a night. Yes, to promote healthy masculine vigor. You must sing their alpha song anthem that sets testosterone ablaze. Let her rip, Jim.
There's no good reason that you should believe me, not yet. I know, but someday and soon I'll make you proud of your boy.
Hell yeah! Tough guys! Lions, not sheep! Original Broadway cast recordings! Our patriarchal neo-fascism just wants to be part of your world! We got a great show for you tonight. My guests are Jason Segel and Chuck D. But when we come back, I'll tell you about some candy that the Proud Boys can only be around about once